Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Vision in the early years, an overview of sensory development. This video is an introduction to vision development. This video contains the following sections: anatomy and function. This will touch on how the eye works and sends information to the brain. Developmental milestones. Some important milestones related to vision. Signs of delay. These signs may be an indication of low vision or something else, and follow up with a doctor may be helpful. Fostering development. In this section, we have simple methods to help a child in their vision development. Before we dive into this information, feel free to take notes, screenshots, or pause the video at any time. The developmental milestones and fostering development sections have corresponding handouts in the early years tab on the Illinois Sound Beginnings website, and I'm just going to show you how to access that now. First, you will go to illinoissoundbeginnings.org, and then on the top, you will go over to the provider section and you will scroll down to the early years. Then you will find this page. The developmental milestones are in the learning section along with the videos. Fostering development handouts are in the activities section. Anatomy and function. This diagram shows the main parts of the eye. The eye is a complex organ, but it can be broken down into a few parts that play an important role in the process of seeing. The cornea. This clear, dome-shaped surface covers the front of the eye. It helps focus incoming light. Iris. The colored part of the eye controls the size of the pupil, which determines how much light enters. Pupil. The black circular opening in the center of the iris. It lets light into the eye and adjusts size based on light levels. The lens. This is located behind the iris and the pupil, and the lens focuses light onto the retina, changes shape to help the eye focus onto objects at different distances. Retina. This light-sensitive layer at the back of the eye converts light into electrical signals for the brain. The retina is home to the macula, a small central area of the retina that provides sharp, detailed central vision. Optic nerve. This nerve transmits the electrical signals from the retina to the brain. The sclera. That is the white part of the eye that provides the structure and the protection, and it surrounds most of the eyeball. Even though our eyes are pretty small, they have an important job of informing us of the world around us. So this next video is going to be about how the eye works.
Did you know? Many scientists consider the eye as almost an extension of the brain. First, a little bit about the eye. The very front of our eye is covered in a clear layer called the cornea. To keep the cornea clear and healthy, our eyes make tears. Most of the tear liquid is produced in the lacrimal glands, but special oils, which help keep our tears from evaporating too quickly, are made by the meibomian glands in our eyelids. In order for us to see, light enters the eye through the cornea and passes through the lens, where it is focused on the retina, a light-sensing layer at the back of the eye. Our central vision occurs in a special retinal spot called the macula. In the retina, photoreceptor cells detect light and pass those signals to nerves called retinal ganglion cells. The information is then passed through the optic nerve, which departs the back of the eye and travels to the brain. Information from each eye is processed in the brain in a variety of areas, together called the visual cortex.
This video was used with permission from the National Institute of Health. Next, we will explore the developmental milestones related to vision. While sources outline different expectations, the milestones presented here are the most commonly cited across multiple references. To review our sources, please visit the Early Years Project on Illinois Sound Beginnings website under the Development section. Remember, you can also access a printer-friendly version of Milestones for easy reference. Vision milestones refer to changes in a child's visual abilities and perceptions as they grow and mature. Milestones are indicators of individual development, and they provide valuable insight into the progression of skills across various domains. They help us track growth, identify potential areas that may require attention or intervention. Vision milestones, birth to 12 months. Here are some milestones in the birth to 9-month age range. Focusing on a caregiver's face or following simple movements with their eyes. In the 9 to 12-month age range, making frequent eye contact with caregivers and playing peekaboo. Vision milestones 1 to 3 years. In the 1 to 2 year age range, a toddler will likely be able to recognize familiar objects in a book, such as a ball or a cup, and will also be able to scribble with a crayon or a pencil. From ages 2 to 3, a toddler will most likely be able to play pretend with objects. An example of this would be pretending to cook by stirring a spoon in a pot. They will also likely be able to sort items by color, shape, or size. Vision milestones 3 to 4 years. Between ages 3 and 4, a toddler will likely be able to do things like copy shapes and identify colors. Vision milestones 4 to 6 years. Between ages 4 and 5, a child should be able to recognize the alphabet and be able to write down letters and numbers. Between 5 and 6, a child will likely be able to use scissors with some accuracy, write recognizable letters and numbers. A baby's vision isn't completely developed when they are born. It develops quickly during the first year of life, and here is an example of what a baby's developing vision looks like in the first year. Signs of delay. A delay is identified by a professional through observation, assessment, and comparison to typical developmental milestones for a child's age. Signs of visual delay in young children vary depending specific underlying cause and the child's individual development. Listed here are some common signs of an issue relating to vision development. Signs of delay are not a one-size-fits-all, nor can a child be diagnosed using this list. But if a parent, grandparent, or caregiver sees ongoing concerns or signs of a visual delay, a healthcare professional should be contacted for further evaluation. Fostering development. The majority of brain development occurs in the first few years of life. Providing stimulating experiences, nurturing relationships, and a supportive environment is so important. This helps make connections in the brain responsible for all aspects of development, including social, emotional, and cognitive skills. The early years of life have the most growth and development than any other time in a person's life. The skills developed during this time have effects that last a very long time, impacting their well-being and success in school. Here are some simple things that can be done to foster development of visual skills at any age. Design environments that are visually stimulating and interesting for children, including things like color, texture, and shape contrast. Another helpful thing to do is to engage the child in activities that encourage tracking moving things with their eyes, such as rolling a ball back and forth or playing catch to help develop hand-eye coordination. Fostering development, ages birth to 1-year-old. Exposing newborns to high contrast patterns and gradually introducing high contrast colors in the following month supports healthy visual development. These patterns are easier for babies to see and focus on, helping stimulate brain growth and cognitive development. Fostering development 1 to 2 years. Providing a variety of toys, such as building blocks, shape sorters, and simple puzzles. This will encourage visual exploration and fine motor development. Toys with bright colors, contrasting patterns, and interesting textures are more likely to keep their attention. Another helpful activity is to play outside. It's really easy, and there's a lot of opportunities for visual exploration, and it helps develop depth perception and spatial awareness, which is the understanding of where their body is in relation to other things in the environment. Some ideas for playing outside are playing with sand, water, bubble wands, collecting flowers, leaves, rocks, playing tag, you name it. Fostering development 2 to 4 years. For ages 2 to 3, doing arts and crafts together promotes healthy creativity and hand-eye coordination. Some activity ideas are painting, drawing, coloring, and tearing paper. And if you're up for it, cutting and gluing paper can be really beneficial. These promote hand-eye coordination and creativity. Fostering development 5 to 6 years. Activities like word searches, Sudoku, tanagrams, building with Legos, Lincoln Logs, and Jenga can do more than just keep them entertained. These activities can help kids develop early problem-solving skills by encouraging logical thinking and strategy. We also offer additional modules covering these areas of development. Hearing, communication, and language. Scan the QR code to access the Early Years Project directly on the Sound Beginnings website. Please take our survey so that we know how we are providing these resources to others. Providers go here, parents go here. Any feedback is welcome. The Early Years Project is a collaboration between Illinois Hands and Voices Guide by Your Side and the Early Hearing Detection and Intervention, or EDI program. Thank you so much.